they are subhuman, the women that are up there on the stage, Daphne. So, I mean, I've seen NBA Mike go in there. It's funny. He tips him in quarters.
He throws them so hard from the back, too.
We're getting a good handful of them.
Yeah.
I've seen him just.
I guess
I've seen him dunk on a bitch.
All I can conclude is that you're trying to.
Daphne, I've seen him
to
dunk
get
on a
me to
bitch with a handful of quarters.
Yeah,
Just
dunk.
run up and just.
Daphne, I'm so sorry. I do believe your insight was fantastic.
I thought this had something to do with real estate.
Hey, Leo and I getting personal on the Patreon this week.
Real personal. So subscribe and get to know us even more. You think you know us? You don't know us
You
yet.
don't know anything. You don't know jack squat.
Nothing. Subscribe down below.
Well, we got jumped. A Latina men in the dark.
That might have been the most disturbing part. No, the most disturbing part might have been the guy on horseback.
The fact that they needed to intimidate us with the guy on horseback is a thing of nightmares, I would say.
It was.
He was almost the headless horseman.
Yeah.
Sleepy Hollow.
I felt like Ichabod Crane. And you know what? I look like Ichabod Crane too.
You honestly really do. So it's perfect in many ways.
If I had longer hair, maybe like I did in 2019, and I had it tied into a little George Washington bow, I would be Ichabod Crane.
And the headless horseman was after you, my friend.
He did not like Ichabod. What's wrong with Ichabod? What was he doing?
He wasn't doing much. He was just going around the town, you know.
I think he was trying to court a lady of the realm.
Yeah, well, that was, you weren't doing that exactly at this.
I definitely was.
Yeah, you were. That's what they were probably mad about.
You know, I was Ichabod Crane to several Chola women at this event.
Christina Ritchie's Bachola, Christina Ritchie's. And they were, you were coming after them.
I was going after them, and I think, so the pretense, you guys, there's going to be a video about it, but this is the first time we've spoken about it publicly. We went to a Mexican rodeo, which I know what you're thinking when you think rodeo. They rented out a fairground. This thing was approved by some sort of animal cruelty governing body. No.
No, this was, they were freeballing it, as some would call it. It was not exactly sanctioned by PETA.
No, and I saw a man with a cattle prod aggressively shoving cattle into a very slender chute. But he was wearing the hat that the guy in the Tapatio bottle has, right? Is that the correct hat that I'm thinking of?
That is the correct hat. Yeah, there were a lot of those hats. They were well crafted. I got to look at one up close.
It's interesting. Nice. It's interesting though that when you're wearing the Tapatio hat, it's culture. But if they took the hat off, it would just be animal abuse.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Well, there was a rodeo going on, and at first everything was going well. You know, I don't even think they were mad at me for stretching out my Ichabod Crane fucking game and intoxicating the ladies there. None of the ladies there were really having it, so I wasn't much of a threat. I mean, I was dressed like a cholo, the same outfit I busted out in that lowrider video a year and a half ago or so. The chicks weren't interested. We were getting along with the guys. But once we got out into the parking lot after the shoot, the pitch dark parking lot, which was really just a dirt cul-de-sac with no fucking escape, unfortunately.
Yeah, no escape. And thanks a lot, daylight savings. It was like 6 p.m. But
yeah,
it's pitch dark.
Well, a guy comes out and accuses us of stealing his phone. He came out 3 times. The first time, I was very casually explaining to him how we didn't steal his phone. And I was moving around because he said he tracked the Find My iPhone to directly where we were standing. But there must have been something wrong. It must have been in his jacket pocket. And that's why it was following him around to wherever we were. But I was trying to explain to him, like, hey, watch us walk across the dirt one by one and see if your phone moves. That's an easy way to eliminate us as suspects right here. And he didn't seem that mad. And he kind of seemed like he was going to listen to me and do it. Which is why I wasn't scared for our safety and why we didn't leave after the first time he left. And even after he came back a second time with 2 more guys, the 2 guys he brought back were really dismissive. Like, man, this fool's drunk. You think you stole the phone? You guys didn't steal the phone, right? But the third time they came back, Leo, oh boy.
Well, there were 20 guys, and they weren't talking. They were swinging
and they literally brought the cavalry. There was literally a guy on fucking horseback charging us.
on a horse. Maybe it's because of my large size. They thought they needed a horse to come and equally. But yeah, they scared the shit out of us.
Guinea was fat as fuck.
Hey, that fat guinea dog. We gotta bring a horse.
We gotta bring
Clydesdale
Chestnut.
dog.
We need Chestnut. Hey, Arturo, get on Chestnut. We need backup, dog.
Oh man, but yeah, there were some swings. There were some swings at the boys. Let's just say that it was something I'd like to not go through again. Probably,
It was hands down. I mean, you guys are gonna see it. We're discussing it as if this were just a regular shooting situation gone wrong. It was hands down the most terrifying thing that's ever happened to us on the channel.
Yeah.
Jesse, I've got no audio in my headphones. Can I just get a little bit?
Now,
Just a little bit.
now, I mean,
That's
I literally
not quite so much. I know it's always hard to find a happy medium. That's better. It's good. Yeah.
on your birthday post, I wrote like, "Hey, we got a lot of scare bonds." Well, put another one on there.
So
The scariest bond.
the guy came up and I was trying to film with my phone, which in retrospect, I regret and don't regret. I don't regret it because the video is going to be insane that we've captured because we got it all on fucking footage. But I do regret it because it made me much less agile and is responsible for me eating a couple of punches. But the guy came up and he was trying to do the, I'm going to scare the shit out of these guys. And if they do have the phone on them, they're going to give it up. But he wasn't just verbal. It was a lot of this. NBA, he was using the N-word a lot. A Latino man called me the N-word about 16 times. Who's at the phone? And my thing is, I'm like, hey, check out my phone, check our pockets. We do not have it. Because I realized right away now it's serious. This is not time for doing a bit, not time for comedy. I'm trying to explain to this guy with my hands up that we don't have anything because I can see there are 20 Latinos behind him and a guy riding Chestnut, the fucking horse, into battle.
Oh, yeah.
So, but pretty quickly, I start feeling it's so dark. I start feeling punches in the air near my face. And I start fading back, and I catch my first one in the jaw.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to explain my story, then Leo, you explain yours because
it's gonna be a little more patchy than yours because I was blacked out drunk. Because hey, once you're at one of these events, you know what was free flowing? Tequila.
It was.
Your boy loves some tequila, especially mixed with some tacos. It was great.
And it does suck because everybody in the event was super cool to us, and not everybody in the mob, I would soon find out, had it in for us. So that was because there were a couple things we could do once the mob approached us and we were trapped in this little fucking cul-de-sac, trapped like rats. You can try to run, which will trigger the guy's fight or flight response, and then they're probably going to assume you're guilty, run you down, and you're going to get jumped by everybody. You can try to fight back, but then that's going to trigger their fight or flight responses. They're all going to assume you're guilty, and they're all going to beat the fucking shit out of you.
Also, in that scenario, you're going to just get hit from behind. You can't really fight someone when you're getting hit from behind.
I mean, it was pitch black, and if we chose to fight, it was like 3 versus 20, maybe even more than 20, honestly, if we were to review the footage. We would all have to deal with 4 ranchero Mexicans surrounding us, throwing punches.
There might have been guns there.
Yes, I heard a gun was pulled on Guerrero, our buddy Guerrero.
Yeah.
But so I'm trying to explain to my guy, we do not have the phone. I want to just nip this in the bud. Like, hey, hear us out. Go through our fucking pockets. We do not have the phone. I am not. We're fucking big time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I'm going to steal an iPhone and huck it on Hollywood Boulevard for like $100? Do you think that's worth my fucking time? To like the stress and then the trip to Hollywood Boulevard, and the parking, it wouldn't, from a financial, let alone a time perspective.
10% of your profits would just be skimmed off the top with the parking alone.
No, absolutely, yeah. And then the charging, the Tesla electricity is not cheap if you're charging during regular hours, which is what I do. I'm not a night owl anymore.
Right.
So I try to explain that to this guy, but I catch my first shot in the fucking jaw.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first bare fist I've gotten to the face in the channel's history.
Mm-hmm.
You and I sparred, but I have yet to be punched in the face on the channel. And there it was, nice fucking shot to the jaw. Not too bad, like fist on jaw, but nothing, no stars, no, like, I mean, it knocked me back because I wasn't ready for it. It knocked me back a little bit. And then way more punches started flowing. I haven't watched back the Tesla footage yet. The Tesla was parked right there. Cameraman Kelvin's Tesla filmed everything. So I need to review this because there was adrenaline flowing. It was the middle of the night, or it was pitch black, rather. So a barrage of punches is coming, and I'm ducking and dodging. I run up to a fucking fence, and I'm trying to explain again, look at my lock screen. This is not the fucking phone you're looking for. Search my pockets. I turn around at that point, and I see cameraman Kelvin on the fucking ground, and he's got 6 dudes surrounding him. I think he might die. Like, I think they might just start kicking the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Thankfully, because he's not here to tell his side of the story, I think he only got hit once. So I think he got out the easiest. I think just hitting the ground might have... I'm still going to tell him, don't go to the fucking ground, dude. That's how you get your head stomped in. But I guess it turned out okay, but it looked like he was going to die from where I was standing. So once again, I'm just in the dark explaining, like, fucking stop. We don't have anything. Run our pockets. We have nothing to hide. And then wham! A punch comes in through the dark right on the tip of my nose.
Yeah, they were just, striking without any... I mean, yeah, there was no making peace with these guys. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. So that's... Mercifully, it was the last punch I ate. And it did make my legs go fucking rubbery for a second. I don't think I went down, though. I'm pretty certain. We're going to have to check the Tesla cam. But just, like, it felt like I got a baseball in the face right off the fucking bat. And we were talking about earlier, perfectly, all the shot went right into my nose, and my nose was already broken from a prior fight. And both Brooks and Leo were saying that my nose looks a little bit straighter now. So I think the guy might have given me some Latino plastic surgery, dog.
Hell yeah.
Now I'm starting to realize that the Latino plastic surgeons are better than we give them credit for. You know, the Tijuana BBL, I always wrote it off as something that was liable to give you an infection. Worst case, best case, it's just really lumpy and looks cheap. But their nose jobs at fist point, good value.
Yeah, I used to judge a woman that might have gotten her tits done in TJ, but now it's like, well, look at you. Maybe you're frugal. You're saving money.
What's up, guys? Wanted to take a break from the pod for a second to tell you about Prize Picks. They're one of your guys' favorites. Check them out, guys. Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less and at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your money. Guys, the best thing about it, you can put it in 60 seconds. You can get your money right after, out in 15 minutes. It's a lot of fun. Also, there's 10 million users. You guys think they're all wrong, dude? It's so much fun to watch football, basketball, when you got a little fun in there, if you know what I mean. They also give us a hell of a deal, which you guys should take advantage of. But before I tell you that, this week on Prospects, I'm looking at the football board and selecting Jamar Chase, 79.5 receiving yards, and Patrick Mahomes for more than 1.5 passing TDs. All right. Also, Travis Kelce for more than 59.5 receiving yards, and Saquon Barkley for more than 79.5 rush yards. All right. Those are my picks. Join if you want. Download the app today and use code LDS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Guys, that's just a free $45. Download the app today and use code LDS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. All right? Prize Picks, run your game.
Now, since this happened to you guys, do you guys think you could be carrying around guns now or anything like that? Or?
No, I think it's avoiding situations like this. I was hammered. I think that if I had talked to the guy, I have the most shady Latino experience in my day. I went to Grant High School, one of the worst high schools in the Valley. I would have been like, Danny, we need to get out of here right fucking now.
So I was sober. And here's the thing, dude. We didn't do anything wrong, and there was no indication that anybody had any problem with us on the inside. This was purely a freak thing that happened. We did not steal the iPhone. So it's hard to be like, oh, like lesson learned. Don't not steal iPhones when drunken Mexicans think you did. Like what could we have done differently? So a gun would not have helped, because if any of them did have a gun and they were drunk, they would have fucking pulled it out too. And then we would have been in a standoff.
A gun would have been worse in the situation, 100%.
Really, we got lucky that nobody, we took some shots. Leo's going to tell his story right now, but they herded us away from Kelvin, and I thought Kelvin was like fucking dead.
But I guess he was okay.
he was fine. Like he called the cops.
Yeah, he did. He called.
They were giving him. Did somebody give him a phone booth to use?
Yeah, I know. I can't believe he just was able to call the cops. Yeah, that's nice.
I thought they were going to destroy the car. I thought his Tesla was done. But I mean, really, I think so I had the most pissed off, violent dude in my face the entire time. I got hit twice. The shot directly on the nose made my nose swell up and it was bleeding a little bit. But I mean, all told, like no drop. I didn't get dropped, no knockouts. No knives got pulled. It went okay. Leo, tell me what you remember.
What I remember being completely blacked, the situation, Kelvin comes over when I'm peeing, like in the dark, and he's like, hey, man, these guys are coming back. We need your help. And I'm like, oh, okay. Then I see 20 dudes, or what you said, 20. I couldn't.
It was a mob.
It was a mob.
Way more than we could deal with.
I go to try to intercept. The guy pushes me, and it starts getting violent. From that point on, I only remember getting hit in the back of the head at some point and on my lip, which either was while the guy was hitting me on the back of the head or I swung at one of the guys, which was probably a mistake. I wasn't thinking too much, but it was like out of anger, like right off the top.
Yeah, I don't blame you for swinging back.
And I also just don't remember seeing anything. How dark was it?
It was pitch black.
The Tesla was able to pick up.
It's got some night vision capabilities. I mean, dude, the second punch I received, I have no idea from whom or what it came. The horse might have kicked me in the face. Yeah, at some point, I guess we got whipped by the horse rider too.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but maybe. I can't piece together exactly what happened right after the altercation. All I remember is like I was in defense mode, like, we don't have your fucking phone. And I was just backpedaling and like trying to not get hit in the back of the head, and I still got hit in the back of the head.
Did you was it the hardest you've been hit in a while? How did the punches land on you?
It felt like a baseball. The hit when the only thing I can compare it to is like a baseball hitting me in the face, which has happened.
Yeah.
That's it. I've never been hit in the face by a punch that hard.
How'd it feel?
You know, annoying because I realized how vain I am. I was like, these bastards better not chip my teeth.
Oh, yeah.
I was immediately like, fucking don't chip my fucking teeth.
Yeah.
And after I got hit in the face, so I was just like worried about that. And I couldn't believe that in that moment, Kelvin was on the ground dying. I was just worried about the way I was looking.
Yeah. I like your honesty.
Yeah. And I was in there, but no, I was actually terrified that Kelvin was dead too. That was probably the most scared I was. Him on the ground. Because I was like, dude, if they stomp him out.
Yeah.
I was like also like really hating how ignorant it seemed like everybody was. Because like stomping a guy out to death almost because you think a homie like, oh, dog, it ended up just being in his pockets, dog.
Yeah.
Oh, it was in his car. He was wearing cargo pants, dog, and they were in the lower pocket.
It's
dog.
like he had like 6 pockets, and he lost track of where the phone was.
You know, it is, dog. He was drinking, and dude, I was also kind of mad at myself. The kind of afterward, like the feeling of sobering up as I'm in the car. I was like angry at myself for like not like staying like vigilant and not getting hammered. I shouldn't have gotten hammered, and I felt bad for getting drunk. It seemed like such a jovial place.
Yeah,
I mean, there were little old ladies there. There were like kids there. I thought it was like a safe place.
Yeah.
But I should have been more aware.
Yeah, it's hard to take a lesson from it because again, we were not being unsafe, and I disagree that you should have not gotten hammered. Like there was no reason to think that would have happened. The way I've been looking at it, though. Well, first of all, also I want to say it was the horse was up in my grill when this guy was throwing punches too, which was terrifying. But I've been in enough fights where I delivered a couple of shots on people who might not have deserved them, or a guy might have been done and I like hit him a couple extra times. So I think this was karmic retribution on me. Because did I deserve these punches? No. But if I delivered a couple punches in my time that somebody didn't deserve, yes. And therefore, I forgive Carlos or Enrique or whoever threw the punches at me because, you know, that was his like fucking, you know, he probably had been working 16 hours a day in a slaughterhouse for 5 days leading up to that. And this was his time to cut loose. And this fucking white boy comes in with fake face tattoos, dressed like a cholo, hitting on his bitches like I thought I was Ichabod Crane.
That was him, yeah.
And you know, he wanted to throw some punches, dude. They were having a good time.
And I just, honestly, I deserved it for just looking that handsome in an establishment with women that are Latina. That was honestly wrong of me. I shouldn't be coming in there looking that goddamn handsome
Yeah.
in a place like that. So I apologize for that, and I deserved a couple shots.
Yeah, I'm glad you got punched in the face for the first time. There's an old saying, don't trust somebody who's never been punched in the face, so I can finally trust you.
I've been punched in the face. I was just in 7th grade, so it doesn't really count.
Yeah, well, this is good. You need to re-up your trustworthiness every couple of years, so I'm glad you got punched.
All right, buddy. Well, let's try not to go through things like that again, okay?
Yeah, let's not do it.
Let's not do it.
Yeah, I didn't like that. That just I got
know,
triggered
right?
when we
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
knuckle pounded.
It was terrifying. You ever been jumped like that?
Have not been jumped.
Yeah, I wouldn't fuck with NBA, dude.
Been in a fight. Yeah, I feel like when people look at me, they generally just kind of don't fuck with me in a way.
I think you got a gun.
You're almost 7 feet tall.
There's better victims out there.
Yeah,
I think.
definitely.
There are better victims.
I feel like I should say this just in case she does come, but we do have a woman from Craigslist that thinks that she's coming into a real estate pod, and we do have some fun bits that we might, start ripping on her.
Yeah, we got a real estate confession show, and we're landlords, the three of us, if this happens.
Yes. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So she may come pretty soon here. So I just wanted to make sure. She said she was on her way. So, it is Craigslist, guys. But either way, we have a lot to talk about. So it's all good.
Can I be the Filipino pool boy?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can say that you can say you should tell a story about getting abused by a landlord really bad, like borderline. Should it be
in a Filipino accent?
Yeah, in a Filipino accent would be great. Yeah.
Please don't pull up any dicks though, because that's
dicks.
assault.
Yeah,
Okay, copy.
But you were really aggressively, and we're just gonna laugh about it.
Yeah,
We're just gonna make jokes.
yeah, because we're abusers.
Yeah. So it's
I love that. Okay, cool.
NBA, what have you been up to, dude?
I've been good.
Missed you.
Thanks. Miss you guys too.
Hell yeah,
Great.
man.
Saw you maybe about 2 months ago at a show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been good though. Holiday season coming in, be going to some family this Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't seen you guys in a while though.
Mm-hmm.
Just been chilling. I moved back to Huntington Beach too. I was in Long Beach for a
Nice,
while.
dude. You're
Back in
just
AC.
Not much of a move.
Yeah, not much of a move. Back in Orange County though.
Nice. You feel good about that?
Yeah, I'm not. I grew up in Orange County, LA County. I don't think it's for me. I mean,
Huntington Beach is sort of like LA County still, though. Like it's got a different vibe than OC.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, for sure. But I feel like that vibe's almost like Republican though.
Yeah, no, that's true. Because Huntington is super Republican, but it is trashier, noticeably, than Newport. Like when you think OC, you think Irvine and Newport Beach.
Yeah.
Those are the flagship Orange County towns. Sort of like New Mexico and Arizona are the flagship Southwest states.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you get to California, you're like, is that Southwest or is that just West?
Mm.
That's a weird tangent. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You guys forgive me for that tangent?
Are you responsible for a good number of the white women in Huntington Beach sleeping with their first black man, would you say? I've heard a rumor.
I've been spreading the seed a little bit, but
Nice.
I try to keep it in the pants.
Are you trying to be celibate right now, or
I don't definitely not trying to be celibate, but I've had a girl. I would like talk to my ex for a while again, but I feel like I'm not really meeting chicks at bars right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really going out to bars and stuff like that, so I meet them where I can.
Nice.
I mean,
wherever that may be.
Alleyway,
be.
fucking knife point.
Mm.
You ever meet a chick at knife point? It's not really as much of a location as it is as a tactic, but
Mm.
sorry. I'm introducing a lot of bad ideas to the podcast right now. Meeting chicks at knife point. Newport Beach is the California of OC, of the Southwest.
I think NBA Mike, I think you deserve. It's an unpaid position, but we've always joked about having you be maybe our DEI representative for the Leo and Danny show and the Danny Mullen universe. I really think that we should give him that position officially, and he should be knighted, maybe.
Okay. So I want to know what his job description is going to be. Just being
Well, the characters that come in on the pod every now and then we're gonna need a black man in there, and maybe an Asian too. It can't just be white crazy guys. It's also in our own videos. Don't you think we need a little bit more diverse? Now we're pretty diverse in our videos, to be honest.
We're pretty diverse. I was the only guy at this Mexican rodeo. We rolled in with a crew, and I was the only one who didn't speak Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So we roll pretty deep as far as diversity goes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's that doesn't win you elections these days anymore.
Mm-mm.
You know, a DEI is no longer a tax incentive.
They're getting rid of those programs.
In colleges and stuff, or how companies are.
They're getting rid of the EV credit in California, dude. It's over. Fucking over for wokeness.
Well, you think it'll be back in 4 years? Because right now, you know that they're drumming up. Like, they want to just make, well, women seem like they want to kind of ramp up and have another Me Too. You know what I mean? Have you noticed that?
I haven't noticed it. I mean, I know the bitches are protesting for the 4B thing, or just chicks in Korea who didn't get any fucking dick as it was.
Mm-hmm.
Though again, it's hard to know if a guy you're fucking who's Korean, if he even has a dick or not.
Fucking Korean.
So, I mean, like, I feel like basically every chick in Korea is unwittingly a member of 4B because the dicks are so small, you know? So, yeah, I haven't really noticed it. It doesn't seem like there hasn't been much post-Trump rage this time around. It's like the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah.
Like how many times, like these women told themselves they were resisting the evil empire in 2016, and they screamed a lot, Leo, and they knitted pink hats, and they marched around with fucking signs. That can only go on for so long before hoes lose interest in politics and they go back to what they've always excelled at, sucking dick. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
I think that, okay, YouTube, I got hit in the face this weekend. I'm still a little loopy, okay? I'm a little loopy, so you're going to have to give me that rant and know I'm coming from a place of parody.
I want to say that was satire, but do you think there was maybe one girl in there who was just holding up a sign, and maybe she got a DM from a guy like, "Hey, baby, you want to come over and, give me a blowjob or something?" And she's like, "This is the worst offer ever. He's probably going to be, maybe he was a handsome guy, and like, hey, come over and just blow me, right?" You think she was holding up a sign and was like, "You know what? I'd much rather be at Brad's blowing him right now," and she left.
Yeah,
she left that protest directly to go blow Brad. Brad probably didn't eat her pussy.
No,
might have not had sex with her.
No, he probably just pulled a Leo DiTavio. And it'd be great. It'd be great if Brad had been sliding into the DMs since 2015.
Yeah.
Just like, "Hey, Maggie, what's up?
Like, leave me alone. You're part of the patriarchy. Fuck off.
Hey, but I got a new skateboard, and like, have you seen my abs? I've been working out."
I don't give a shit, but your abs do look kind of nice. It's like she slowly starts.
Like around 2018, she conceded his abs were looking good.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Hey, Maggie, like, fucking, you want to get a fucking 40 and just like walk around downtown and get shit-faced with me?" Like,
the worst offer ever, dude. Taking a 40 and a walk downtown. That sounds horrible.
Well, yeah, I think Brad, or whatever his name is, came at Maggie for a while, and then she finally broke. I mean, now, like the LA Times, they're talking about how they're going, like, the California resistance is going to happen, and how they're going to there's like one or two bitches at the teacher union who are like, "It's going to be a safe place for trans kids."
Oh, God. I was going to ask you if the LA Times is making like the Biden allowing those long-range missiles for Ukraine. Are they making that seem like a good idea?
I've been kind of burnt out on the news. I was getting off on all the post-election meltdowns, and that lasted for a week. I was reading everything, all the opinion sections in the LA Times, just, "Oh, yes, tell me about all the racist, evil people who made Trump a president. Oh my God, tell them how wrong they were." Like, I loved that shit. But then I had to take a break, and I hadn't picked up the newspaper for like a week. So I don't know what they're talking about, the long-range missiles. The only long-range missile, as far as I'm concerned, is...
Oh, yeah? I kind of love that.
I use it on a lot of Russian women, too.
Really?
I do, yeah.
What about Ukrainians?
I can't tell the difference between them, honestly. So
yeah, I would say that's about right.
That's why I've never been a fan of that conflict. It's just like, it's like Protestants fighting Catholics. It's like, who fucking cares? You guys are the same thing. Stop.
I love that Biden's trying to go out just smoking everybody, though. He's like, he's 81. He doesn't give a shit, dude.
Nah, dude, fuck it.
Yeah.
I think he should drop a bomb just to keep the world honest. I think he should drop a bomb on a random country. I'm sorry, NBA, in Africa.
Oh, come on.
I know. I
come
think.
Come on. No. You're going to have to pick
Niger
and go on the record.
I think Niger needs a wake-up call.
Stop it. I know why you picked Niger, because the first time you read it, you were like, "Oh, can't believe we just named a country that word."
I get it. It's
Is that what you thought?
That's got to be the origin. That's got to have something to do with that's the etymology of the N-word must stem from Niger. Can you pull me up a map of Africa? We got to figure out.
Let's look at Niger and see if it deserves to stay on the planet.
Let's do it. Yeah, we need to find a good bombing candidate.
Landlocked country.
Oh,
perfect.
Worst.
Just north of Niger.
That's why that's good.
Beachfront.
Nobody can escape by boat. That's what I didn't like about Cuba.
Oh.
I don't like the refugees coming over on corrugated tin roofs. I don't like that shit.
Would it be funny if no, during the pod he mispronounces Niger, dude? Is it Niger? Niger. I think NBA Mike should call it by its real name.
So you think in a real estate conversation we should shoehorn in a bit about a black man mispronouncing the name of a country?
I think you should,
so we can say the N-word.
Start talking about all the real estate in this country.
Jesse, we don't have a screen. We don't have a screen up.
Oh yeah. You can plug that screen in. I think if he started talking about how he's invested in Niger real estate, but he's he's mispronouncing it in a certain way.
I mean, if I'm going to let NBA Mike do that bit if he feels comfortable with it, I'm certainly not going to insist on it or lead it that way.
No, that's only for my fantasy. That's my fantasy bit of the day. Fantasy.
So guys, I want you to get what I'm saying straight. I am not in favor of mispronouncing the name of a country, Niger. I think that's completely insensitive. I'm in favor of bombing it. I think we can wipe it off the map, which is really how the world works. That's like how the U.S. government works. It's very PC, and I think it's despicable what Donald Trump is saying about immigrants. Bomb them. Kill these people. The Russians must die. Fucking the Palestinians must die. But we also need to give 5-year-olds hormone blockers. And you're a racist if you disagree. All right, there's Niger. Can we zoom out a little bit? We're really zoomed in on that. We're all up in Niger. It's right in the middle. So, absolutely, that'll put Africa on watch if we nuke Niger.
Well, I'm just going to look up famous people from Niger, and let's see what we got.
I think we should nuke Chad.
I've always thought
that Chad. I like that idea.
Yeah, so that the name isn't as popular, you think? Or like, because I'll say this, Chad was always the country that I just remembered in Africa. So I'd always be like, somebody would like be like, name a country in Africa. Chad. It's an easy one to remember.
Imagine living and dying in Chad. Just, where are you from, Chad?
Do you know any of these names, Danny? There's a very famous man named Brigi Rafini. He's a political figure. He's from Niger. Then there's another woman named Mamene Sani Ali. She's also known for she was a 100-meter sprinter at the 2000 Summer Olympics.
These poor people.
Are those the top two? What?
Yeah, dude. In Chad, it's a very short list. I mean, dude, like you fucking Louis C.K. had a great bit about this. Like in other countries, they have real problems. Like, oh, they're cutting off all of our heads today. That's a Chad problem.
It's a terrifying thing.
And I might be completely ignorant and misinformed, and it might be a developing economy, which is actually like amongst the best in Africa.
Yeah.
But to me, it's a scene out of that Blood Diamond movie with who is it? Like fucking
DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Everybody makes fun of his accent in that one.
Brew.
It wasn't that bad, dude.
Come on, Brew.
It was actually kind of bad, huh? It was pretty bad. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that definitely, the etymology of the N-word is, I mean, there's Nigeria and Niger. Like, that's definitely where that's the origin of that word. 100%.
I think they're just black as fuck.
What if the N-word didn't catch on and like Chad became the root of this, like a fucking chatter, dude?
Yeah.
Dude, these like 3 chatters pulled up on BMX bikes and they were like hollering at my girl.
Bro.
Dude, I'll say chatter all day, dude. I mean, like, that's...
You think there's ever been a guy who just thought maybe just let's go to Africa for sex tourism, just deep in Africa and see what happens?
100%. Yeah, I mean, 100%. I mean, I would caution you from going deep into Africa for a multitude of reasons.
Think they'd eat me?
I think if you went deep enough into Africa, yes.
Okay, I think one of two things happen. I think they either eat me or I do become like a slave to like a queen. I do become like maybe, I work in her quarters.
You do look Egyptian a little bit. You could pass for an Egyptian.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
NBA, do you know anybody who's been to any African countries?
Not at all. In college, I knew some people from like Ethiopia.
Ethiopia's okay, right?
I think they're going through like a civil war right now.
They're always
March with she just got out of it.
There's always civil wars,
When are
dude.
white women going to start caring about Africa? Go do something. Go help Africa. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of
Start
problems.
killing white babies there, maybe.
Yeah.
Then they'll start caring. Exactly. Then they'll care.
Dude, Darfur was a thing for a while. There was some shit. Pull up Darfur, dude. What the fuck was going on there?
Dude, is Sudan? My entire life, everybody's been like, you could be from Sudan.
Well, there's
grateful.
There's
be
like
grateful. You could be born in Sudan.
there's literally a genocide right now in
exactly.
Sudan.
It's
like
still going.
Like it was peaceful for a while, and then like July 2024, they just started going. It's always guys in berets and pickup trucks.
Mhm.
They just start pulling up into villages and just machine gunning everybody down.
Terrible.
And it's kind of like what we're talking about, like Protestant and Catholic infighting. It's these ridiculous different, like, oh, you from the village over the mountain. Like, we must exterminate your people. They live in the same country, but there are these tiny differences in ethnicities that are worth massacring over, I guess.
It's terrifying. But nobody seems to care about that. I mean, Sudan is like, let's look up like how many people were killed in Sudan this year. I'm curious.
Ooh.
2024. Like murdered or whatever.
We should go do a video, dude. I'm feeling fired up.
Sudan?
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God.
It's a civil war, dude. It's always a civil war.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
It's huge. It's crazy. So clearly to white women, one life matters more than others. And to the left, one life matters more than others.
Well, it's like there's only so much hard drive space in the collective protest brain.
Mm.
So they have to pick and choose their battles. So right now, it's in to be a Palestinian. Like Palestinian right now is like the equivalent to baggy jeans and a fisherman's beanie.
Mm.
Like every shithead on Hollywood Boulevard is wearing that. Every shithead's carrying a Free Palestine sign.
Yeah.
The Sudanese genocide is like wearing skinny jeans and having snake bite piercings. It's out, dude. It's
It's
fucking
completely out. And definitely just kids getting trafficked in the US, 400,000 a year. Nobody cares.
well. I mean, strategically, it's good for me that nobody cares about that because, hey, all I'll say is thank God there's a hidden compartment underneath the trunk in the Tesla. You know what I'm saying, Jesse? That little under trunk, that thing is good for 4-year-olds. I mean, cargo.
How old before they start kind of getting out? They're too big for that space.
I can wrestle an 8-year-old in there. I gotta loosen up their resolve with a few punches and a little bit of tequila.
Oh.
But I can get an 8-year-old in my car and drive down the street, and none are the wiser, Leo.
I'm never going to have tequila again, dude. Every time I taste tequila, I'm just going to remember the horse, the headless horseman.
Dude, it really was like borderline traumatizing. It was fucked up. I'm not looking forward to rewatching the footage.
I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. Maybe it'll be fun. We should watch it. You know, it'll be kind of
Well,
like
I have
Fogel.
to edit it, so
You
I
have
don't
to
have,
edit it. No,
I
but
don't have the fucking choice.
I just want
Giddy.
you to remember this. Just think of yourself as Fogel when you're at the bar with the two cops, and they're like, "That's not evidence anything, but that you can take a hit like a champ."
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they just give it back to him, and they're like, "You can get some pussy with it." I think
Yeah,
they
yeah.
said it was unbelievable.
You know, I fucking
oh yeah.
I
oh,
said that.
Daphne.
Oh, hello.
Daphne, how are
Daphne.
you? Very nice to meet you. I'm Leo, and this is Danny,
I'm Daniel.
and this is Mikkel.
Go.
Yes.
This is
Yeah. So sorry about that.
this is MBA, Masters of Business Administration.
Yeah.
Mike. He's a real estate agent.
Yeah, he just got his master's 3 months ago.
Hello, welcome.
Hi, if you need to use the restroom, it's just down the hall to the left. Okay, all good.
So I do foresee
Mm-hmm.
continued interest rate cuts into early 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you're looking to refinance, now's a great time.
Yeah,
And, I think the West Side is moving like hotcakes.
it really is. You know, when you say that the West Side is moving like hotcakes, that is just a novel and interesting thing to say because that is not. It's not usually like that. The West Side's never moving like hotcakes.
Hotcakes to me,
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, if they're not hot,
Mm-hmm.
then they're lukewarm cakes.
Correct.
And if a cake is lukewarm, who wants it?
I went to IHOP one time and they gave me a pancake and it was kind of, it wasn't warm. It was almost like they left it on the counter
That's
for 30,
weird.
40 minutes. Yeah. Has that ever happened to you before? NBA Mike?
Never happened to me before. I take it back though.
NBA
like
Mike.
Steaming hot.
Where's your thesis
butter.
on? What was your thesis on for your master's in business administration?
Mine was just on 2016 to 2020. Really just analyzing the whole Trump saga
Okay.
in America, and
Cool.
just kind of aftermath of what happened with COVID and kind of that transition period.
It's cool. Hey,
Betsy,
Talia,
what's
how are
up?
you? Betsy.
Tits looking good, yeah. Tell you. So the aftermath
Yeah.
with that's crazy. I mean, and you are
What it did to the market was
Well, I like how the market's going now. Honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, we can see Trump being
He'll-
Trump getting elected and just
Yeah, sorry.
the straight rise in the stock market. I mean, I know you guys invest.
Oh, you know,
I've been in
invest.
crypto.
Hi, what's let me elaborate
Hi,
and share with the
Daphne.
guests
How
here.
are you?
Daphne, yes.
Yeah, feel free to sit anytime. We've been rolling for about 10 minutes, so yeah. Oh no,
Oh,
you're
Daphne.
ready to go. Yeah. You're ready to go.
Daphne, take a
Daphne,
seat.
Go ahead and take a seat.
Right
And
next
then,
next to MBA Mike.
Let me go ahead and
So
yeah, that's perfect.
Daphne, are condos on the west side not going like effing hotcakes right now?
It's a good time. It's a good time to be in real estate.
Yeah, I heard that everything's trending upward these days.
Yeah, it's trending up.
Love that.
You can wear those. It just gets you more locked in because you can really kind of hear everybody else. Nice.
Like, I mean, there was a condo I saw, Sunset Boulevard. This thing was going for 1.5, newly renovated, central AC,
Yeah.
and there might have been blueberries, and there might as well have been powdered sugar on this motherfucker because it was going like hotcakes.
Nice. Even, hotcakes are a step up from pancakes.
I can't go that far with you, buddy.
Okay, well,
I won't have
bad.
that's
My
blasphemy on my podcast.
Yeah, we're just going over like political jargon, Daphne. Kind of like, yeah, I'm so sorry about that. They do require the shoe thing here.
So listen, so
If you
pull
want
up,
feet covers, we can do that.
so
instead.
so pull up that unit right there. Pull up that unit that you got your cursor
right,
on.
right. Over that here, one's right good.
here, sir.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So this is the scuttlebutt on the streets about this one right here. Oh, this is this is the Barrington condo. There was there was an axe murder.
Yeah, and the one of those rooms, it has 7 rooms, but yeah, it's one of those things you have to disclose. But I think it's about the way you disclose it, because the way that Danny usually discloses things like this is he's so like positive. It almost seems like it's something that you want to have happened in your house.
Yeah. So Daphne, when I tell people when there's something regrettable, for instance, an axe murder on the premises, I say, here's the good news about this. The good news is it already happened. So statistically, it's probably not going to happen again. And then I point at the husband and I say, hey, Frank, ha ha ha. And then the implication is that he's not going to go wild and murder his family with an axe because the prior head of the household did that for him.
It's also a way to kind of appeal to someone's masculinity, because it's like, you're not going to let that happen, buddy, right?
Yeah,
and usually with the gender norms, I mean, society would make you think that a lot of the women are in charge right now, but most of the time, the male's making the decision when they're going to purchase a house.
Yeah. It's a man's world, right? NBA.
It'll let them purchase the extra security that you got for the house too. So that's a plus. I usually don't disclose till basically when they're signing. Honestly,
That's good.
Yeah, that's a great call.
I
That's
try to-
actually really smart. Right after they sign, or like when do you?
when they're putting pen to paper, I
Smart.
might let it loose. Have
Yeah.
a news playing in the background,
Yeah.
maybe just
Dude,
let them hear it.
NBA is out of control, dude.
He really is.
He was closing something like just just south of Burbank area,
Yeah.
kind of like just right over the pass. And he was like, "Oh yeah, if you want to sign here, yep, it is the 23rd of February. Axe murder took place in this house. Yeah, if you just want to sign your name right there and then initial here.
No, I remember that. He was working on kind of like, you would listen to a lot of those radio ads where at the end they talk really fast, and you were kind of like trying to get that kind of like that canter going, so you would just whip it by so they couldn't even really hear it.
Exactly. It takes some training, but then when you throw it in and you point out maybe the backyard pool and then axe murder real quick.
Yeah,
it's the quick switch.
Right.
That really
absolutely.
They don't even really know what you're talking about.
Or
honestly.
like, beautiful pool, 3-year-old drowning there unsupervised. Just slide it out. And they sometimes think you're joking. You know what I'm saying, Daphne? Sometimes they think you're joking.
Right.
But like in reality, a kid perished in that pool.
Yes. Daphne, we brought you on here to kind of have a fresh perspective on our real estate podcast. See, we're all actually owners of a couple units. I have 6 units in Van Nuys.
Oh.
Danny has 8 units. Where is it?
I have 7 in Compton,
Okay.
and then I have 1 in Watts.
Nice. One unit property in Watts.
I got a 1-unit property in Watts.
Nice. That's interesting.
And,
And you, Mikkel, you have 4 units. Where is this, in Sylmar?
Over by I got one in Burbank.
Okay, nice.
I'm closing on the one in Silvermore.
Oh, that's what it is. That is.
Hoping to do that by the end of the month, though.
Nice.
Cool. Congrats,
huge.
man. Congrats. It's
Thank you.
been a big month for you, man.
Yeah.
First Trump. I know you were psyched about
I'm
that.
hitting the ground running. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been big.
Yeah, no, we've all had problems with, tenants, of course, and things like that. Have you ever had any experience being a landlord of any kind?
No, my experience has to do with writing a writing a real estate column.
Okay. Well, tell us what you used to write about. We were very interested.
Yeah, new construction.
Oh,
and actually,
fantastic.
this was in San Jose. Actually, all of Northern California we covered. So,
New construction, was it mainly commercial or
oh
residential?
no, residential. Yeah.
I'm from
Residential?
Sacramento, so I'm a NorCal guy.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you get it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a lot about
Yeah.
the sort of
He's Filipino. You don't have to mind him.
oh
Yeah.
oh no problem.
He's
Sit
he's an immigrant. He's
No problem.
fuck back
he's an
down.
idiot, dude.
Don't get up again.
He gets
I'm sorry.
he's cheap, but he does come with some issues sometimes. But
We think he's traumatized from a
War,
war or
maybe.
something. I don't know.
we can't understand most of the things he says, but when he does say things that we understand, it's mostly he's complaining.
I'm sorry.
Bullshit.
Mhm.
So,
Okay, so new construction. My father was a builder, actually, and he would, he often would tell me it is all about the foundation. Did you ever talk to any of the contractors, or was it mostly just like at the end, when the property was done?
Yeah, it's usually when the property was
Nice.
done.
Yeah, no, the foundation's serious. My dad actually, one time there was a young Mexican boy, Eduardo. He fell into the caisson where they were filling up the.
Hmm.
Yeah, they were filling up. Yeah, it was his concrete, and
You
he
know,
fell in.
That's a casualty of construction. They call it, Daphne. It just is better just to avert your eyes, plug your ears so you can't hear the screams, and just keep on filling.
Yeah, we didn't cover that.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That's
that was
good.
it was a big news article in L.A.
Because
Yeah,
everybody could keep a fucking secret on this site.
Yeah, they were a little angry. I mean, the construction site, it took some heat because they took about it was like a 30-minute break, and then they just went back to work.
Mhm.
But like it was something that was jarring to the community at the
Yeah.
time, But the person that bought the house actually liked it. She thought it was like good luck.
Yeah, no, it's cool. And then I heard that they did a little art project just in remembrance of
Mhm.
little Carlos. They
Mhm.
they had some children's handprints in the sidewalk out
Yeah,
front.
it was his kid.
They,
Yeah.
they, I mean, they weren't his hands, obviously, because
No.
he was fucking dead in the foundation.
Yeah, they couldn't. Yeah, they could have. I guess Well, it would have cost. I think it would have cost the construction site like $4,000 to dig them up. Then nobody wanted. I mean,
Capitalism is capitalism, and the bottom line is what matters most. Yes, MBA.
If no one picks him up, what are you gonna do?
yeah,
Paperwork.
it's a
sort of thing.
cutthroat. Yeah, everybody says it's a cutthroat business.
Things were different back in the day
It's
too.
cutthroat.
Yeah, that's very true. Nowadays, you wouldn't be able to get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like, I mean, you didn't used to have to drive with a seatbelt in your car. Times
Yeah.
change, but I mean, back then, to save $4,000, sometimes you have to entomb a small Mexican boy. You got to entomb a small Mexican boy. I mean, it's hey, Tits. Remember when we entombed that small Mexican boy, or they did at that site?
It was on Hillhurst. No, but okay. So now again, we want a fresh female perspective. What is your favorite type of architecture, if you had to say?
You mean in terms of residential?
Yeah, in terms of residential, mine, I like the mid-century modern. Danny always calls me. He always thinks that, stop living in the past. These were popular in the 50s. You know what I mean? You're not going to have orgies like Frank Sinatra used to in his mid-century modern. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Frank Sinatra, but yeah, I love a mid-century modern. I love a good Spanish. What about you? What would you?
Well, I'm from the Midwest, so I
Okay.
have a taste for the colonial, a lot of the older styles,
Okay.
and oddly enough, I'm finding some of that in the LA areas. It's quite shocking.
How long you been in LA?
Oh, I'm going on 5 years now.
Okay, how do you like it down here?
I love it. I'm in love with the natural beauty, and
Yeah.
it's just I know people talk about nightclubs and starlets, but they kind of skip over the natural part.
There's a quality to the sunlight in Los Angeles that is unique, I feel. And part of it has to do with the smog. The smog makes for very beautiful sunsets. It's hard to ignore
Argue
that
with that.
fact. But yeah, the palm trees, the way the light refracts off the Art Deco houses up in the Hollywood Hills. It really is romantic, isn't it, Daphne?
I would say so. Yeah.
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 So you're from out in the Midwest. I think John Wayne Gacy.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of just why would you bring up John Wayne Gacy out of nowhere like that? Is that, I mean, you got to tie this back into real estate.
Can we pull up John Wayne Gacy's lot? to see
Oh,
if
he
there's ever
always
resale
does
that?
this. God.
I'm a bit of a John
You
Wayne
can't
Gacy.
buy his lot. Is it still for sale?
I heard they were taking 80% off the top because of the dead kids in the crawl space. Here we go. Would you buy serial killer John Wayne Gacy's property? Clearly, I'm not insane for asking the question of myself, Leo, because right there, realtor.com, John Wayne Gacy's property. Here's an article on
Well,
it.
there it is. No, I think that I remember you trying
There
to-
was only 29 bodies, Leo. Does it say 29 there?
Well, it's better than 30. I guess it is kind of like that rule of, when it's like $19.99, it doesn't seem like $20, but it really is $20. But 29 bodies.
Wait, are you saying, Leo, that due to inflation, 29 bodies is really not that big of a deal because it was so long ago?
Yeah, I mean, the Virginia Tech guy, he got more than that in one day.
Like,
right?
like adjusted for inflation, 29 bodies is closer to 7.
I would say it's about 7 modern day bodies, which happens pretty much every day in like Chicago.
Yeah. Well, what are they asking? $30,000?
I think it's something. I mean, look, maybe we could make it a museum of sorts, Like would you dress up in a clown outfit and kind of hang out there?
Daphne, do you know who John Wayne Gacy is?
I guess I'm gathering he's a serial killer.
Well,
Yes,
yeah,
he
he was.
was,
So
yeah.
he would. It's a little bit deeper than that, though. First, he would dress up like a clown and entertain children at birthday parties, and then kidnap children after he was done entertaining them, and then he would fuck them and murder them. Daphne,
It was the worst thing ever, really. But when you hear these stories and you hear that the guy was a homeowner, Danny's eyes always light up and he goes, "That I'm going to close that bastard."
I mean, listen,
I don't know what it is about him wanting to close murderers' houses.
Well, I mean, John Wayne Gacy was the kind of guy, like, I liked his approach, like small down payment, and he knew that inflation was making his mortgage worth less and less money every single year, was in no hurry to pay it back, but he was a boss. A lot of serial killers rent, and you got to tip the cap to a serial killer who owns.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're right. The Hillside Strangler, he rented, you know what I mean? He didn't leave much. That's why I think Gacy has more of a kind of, he's in pop culture. I really think it goes back to him owning his home.
And also, there are worse forms of insulation, Leo, than the corpses of 29 children.
Yeah.
There are worse ways to keep the house warm in January when you live in the Midwest than having the desecrated, decaying corpses of 29 children who went missing from birthday parties down there keeping the temperature snug.
Yeah, I mean, if you can deal with the smell, which I believe he could, it was just a highly effective way to kind of save, because homes built, I believe that home was built in the 20s. It didn't have insulation. They didn't even really know about insulation at the time.
What are you gonna do, Daphne? Like, I mean, honestly, like, what are you gonna do? You're John Wayne Gacy. Is like, oh yeah, it's gonna cost fucking $30,000 to get this place ready to go for the wintertime. Motherfucker, the house cost $30,000.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna kill my insulation.
Yeah,
Mr. Daniel, the house is $459.
Oh.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Jesse, remember when I told you have to apologize for your accent before you talk to Danny?
I'm sorry, Daniel. I'm sorry, Mr. Daniel.
Listen, I don't know where you came from, buddy, but I hope on January 20th you get a one-way ticket back.
Yes,
Stop.
sir.
He's from the Philippines, Danny, and the last time that you talked, you said that the entire country of the Philippines doesn't have a property for sale. And I think that's wrong. They don't live like they're not hunter-gatherers, okay? They have homes.
The entire island's for sale. Or at least
Oh.
it should be.
You
Just like when William McKinley claimed it for the United States back in
Oh.
1901.
Stop that.
That's my island still.
Stop that.
And since it's my island, I don't want you there.
Okay.
Tough luck. I'm sending you to Mexico.
But I don't want to go to Mexico, sir.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
I'm sorry for my accent. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm Daphne, I'm sorry about that. They kind of go back and forth a lot on this. Tell us more about your column. I want to hear like what kind of stories were they story based or just kind of like descriptive? What was your
Oh, they were actually factual.
okay factual?
It
Nice.
was all written for a newspaper. So
Okay.
anything from how to choose how to find a mortgage broker to once you buy the house, dealing with condo associations and stuff, and even just interior design. Really, just a range of
Could
things.
would you ever give your opinion on the interior design or
No,
okay?
newspaper.
Gotcha. Yeah, you
Well,
can.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not as objective as they used to be.
yeah.
I mean, if you read the LA Times lately, that thing reads like fucking Karl Marx's manifesto. You know what I'm saying, NBA?
Yeah, it does.
Does seem like they want a little communism. No, what paper do you read that you think is pretty non-biased out there?
I mostly read online. You mean in any publication?
Yeah.
I didn't quite realize what I was walking into here,
I'm sorry
and
about that.
I just assumed that this. So they said to talk to someone about
Mhm.
who wants to buy property in LA.
Well, we're always
Yes.
looking to buy property in LA.
I didn't
Yeah.
quite realize this.
I'm so sorry about that. Danny is actually in the market right now. So we do, I mean, if you have like what would you recommend as far as like probably the best bang for your buck neighborhood in Los Angeles?
I really, as I said, they said I needed to know very little. So
Mhm.
Los Angeles is certainly not my specialty.
Oh, no worries. No worries. We still just want your perspective in general. I'm sorry that he went on a tangent about John Wayne Gacy. That's not usually how what happens. You know what I mean? But it does.
It's not uncommon.
It's not okay. Look, it's been a problem. Okay, he always kind of goes back to John Wayne Gacy for some reason, and we're just like we're trying to nip it in the bud. So if there's anything you can tell him to kind of help him out with this, like maybe just get him out of like thinking that he can close this home because his like I feel like he fantasizes about like selling Gacy's house.
I mean, it's my white whale, Daphne. I
Yeah.
have an obsession with John Wayne Gacy, his property, and also his crimes, and it's bordering on unhealthy. I realize that, I'm the first to say, but I think other than that, I'm a pretty upstanding guy, and I treat the people I work with very well.
yeah, he is. He did get Employee of the Month over at Rodeo Realty, so he
Uh-huh.
yeah he was Employee of the Month. Was it February?
Nice.
February 2012. It's been a while.
He was just starting out, but
NBA, let's talk to you because you've got an interesting take on rent-controlled units.
yeah,
Because one thing NBA Mike hates more than anything is when the government forces a rent control down his throat. And he's got some interesting tactics for skirting the regulations. Tell us more.
yeah.
I do. I know this might not seem very ethical,
Mhm.
but I mean, the winter's coming up. It's
Mm.
getting colder.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to keep those units at what 60 degrees or something at night.
Mhm.
I turn the heater off when I walk out. I mean, if they need it, they'll call me. I told them to run some space heaters.
So you kill their gas.
It's saving me money. Yeah,
Nice,
yeah.
nice.
It's
You
saving me money in the long run.
That's a good move. You kill the gas, then you just blame it on a raccoon. Just be like, oh, a raccoon got into the thingy.
Oh
you know?
yeah, it's a good idea. And
Mhm.
pest might let out a rat or two, or
Mhm.
have a dog barking across. Pay the neighbor to keep their dog outside for the night. Have them bark.
Okay.
It's
Daphne, the name of the game when a rent control comes around is get the client the fuck out so that you can try to take the next guy to court for a rent raise. Like, you cannot, I mean, the way utilities are going right now, I cannot have a guy in a pristine Santa Monica 2-bedroom only paying $2,300. We can't have it.
I
We're
mean,
fucking
come on.
businessmen here.
During COVID, we had to lower our prices a little bit. You know what I mean? Because we just did. There was no, nobody was around. There was literally not enough people to rent. But now it's what we talk. It's party time.
Yeah.
So getting them out is a problem. I mean, I've had some friends that have gotten real creative with it. They used
you're looking at the phone.
I mean, tell
during
them
COVID,
what you did to, what was it? What was the family that was living in Barrington?
Yeah. The rent control unit, right?
Yeah.
So, Daphne, this was during high COVID. This was, I think, March 2021. We went to Chinatown, and I just got the most ethnic-looking guy, one tooth, chain-smoking cigarettes. I was like, hey, dude, I'll give you $100 cash to get in my car, come with me to this property at Barrington, and then just cough on the residents when they walk out.
Yeah.
Just cough on them.
They were very, very much kind of, I guess you could call them conspiracy theorists, but they really did think that COVID was going to kill them. So they left because we did pay him $100 for like 3 days in a row to kind of hang out there.
And remember we went to the FedEx office and we got that fake Institute of Virology jacket printed for him. So they thought he worked at the Institute of Virology. And
that was really clever of you, but got the job done. It's about kind of knowing your tenants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to know your tenants. And he knew he read those tenants well, and that's part of his job. That was a good job.
And I can read them like I can read the fish's hand at a blackjack table, or is it poker?
Yeah.
Probably pokers. You can't see the other person's hand at a blackjack table.
Yeah,
that was dumb of me.
That's okay. I was, it is cool though. I mean, you do have an expertise with this, and I was kind of wondering if I described like a tenant. Could you tell me the best way to get them out?
Yeah, let's hear it. Can we
All
put
right.
some music? Hey,
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry, sir.
play some game show music.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
If I just reach for something, that usually gets him acting right.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I just gotta reach for something. Get some game show music. Copyright free, please. I'm not trying to pay for that shit.
What kind of home did you grow up in when you were a child? What was do you have an affinity for that house? Because I grew up like it was a smaller unit. It was a 1-bedroom house, and it was kind of. I've always liked kind of sleeping in a room with a lot of people because of that. I don't know, because it's just how my childhood was. But
Is that a true story?
yeah. No, it was. I came up from humble beginnings, as they say. But now, I'm rich. So yeah, now I go to the strip club 2-3 days a month, and I'm comfortable knowing that I can throw $500-600 at one of these sluts, and absolutely nothing's gonna affect. It's not gonna affect my pocketbook, and it's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling.
They are subhuman, the women that are up there on the stage, Daphne. So, I mean, I've seen NBA Mike go in there, and it's funny. He tips him in quarters.
Mm-hmm. He throws them so hard from the back too.
We're getting a good handful of them.
Yeah.
I've seen him just.
I guess
I've seen him
all
dunk on a bitch.
I can conclude is that you're trying to.
Daphne, I've seen him
to
dunk
get
on a
people
bitch with a handful of quarters.
Yeah,
Just
dunk.
run up and just.
It's
Daphne, I'm so sorry. I do believe your insight was
I thought
fantastic.
this had something to do with real estate.
Oh, it really does.
Listen, I'm trying to close John Wayne Gacy's property, Daphne.
All right, well,
I'm
that's
sorry about
lovely.
that, Daphne. I will Venmo you. Just send me your Venmo, and I'll be happy to pay you. We could do it now if you want.
We don't
yeah.
have to do it on camera.
Sure, no worries. You can just you could just text me, and I will send you payment. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I
Thank
mean-
you, Dad.
Daphne, I'm sorry about the misunderstanding. It just we try to be creative in the way that we talk about real estate.
It's
And
for the kiddos, you got to keep them coming back. And the only way to keep them coming back is you got to talk about exploiting women.
Mhm.
You got to throw things at a Filipino producer. It's a dog eat dog podcasting scape out there.
but we apologize
Or
to
a
you, Daphne.
Filipino eat dog, should I say.
I'm so sorry about that, Daphne.
Thank you.
But I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
All right.
Good one.
So the champagne room at
Mhm.
Sapphire.
Oh,
We need to plan.
fire.
We need to plan for this weekend, boys, because we're gonna go in there. We're gonna fuck and like if
Oh my God.
I mean if they make me wear a condom again, I swear to God I'm gonna burn the place down.
Oh.
I will burn the fucking place down.
Wait, dunking on a bitch with quarters is too funny.
That was out of control. That was
Yeah.
you into.
dude, the crowd was so subdued. I thought we were bombing. I didn't think it was going very well.
The entombing of a young
He got entombed.
She was like, what is... I mean, you guys made her feel better, I hope. Yeah.
You guys, so for people who can't see right now, we have a good squad over here. We got Alyssa, Talia, Jesse. I don't know what she thought of you, but like, I mean, it's very diverse. We've got a lot of women here. It looks like a hip real estate podcast.
Oh yeah.
Except the worst things that have ever been said were coming out of our mouth. John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy. You just brought him up so slowly. Just John Wayne Gacy. Just, do you want to pull up John Wayne Gacy? God damn it again. Oh, that was hilarious.
Jesse, how long were we recording for? Okay.
Oh, nice.
We have 30 minutes. John Wayne
Oh, my
Gacy
God.
will actually make your stomach hurt.
It's the worst. He's the worst.
He's the worst ever, dude. I
definitely the
fuck
worst.
John Wayne Gacy. I've got no admiration for John Wayne Gacy.
Why the hell?
If anybody related to any of his victims is listening to this, I apologize. Fuck John Wayne Gacy. I hope Satan is raping his left ear right now as we speak. I hope he's got just a satanic spiky dick in John Wayne Gacy's ear canal.
See if I can send you some of these videos the fans sent me, Jesse.
Okay,
Try to
got
do
me.
that right now.
We got some fan videos. I'm not sure. I
Mhm.
guess NBA Mike. That's NBA Mike's alter ego for when he's in like professional
NBA Mike, I love it.
Masters of Business. NBA Mike. We're pulling this up right now. So NBA Mike, that was good, dude. NBA Mike never broke character.
No, he was good.
Dude, that was so
He was
good.
solid.
I didn't want to like look over it because I knew I was going to start dying if I did.
I like the heater thing that you turn up the heater. That was hilarious.
we gotta get those rent controllers out, dude. She hung in here for a while, dude. She hung in. Like, I thought when I threw the shoe at the Filipino producer.
Yeah, was it the strip club that got her? She was like, "No, this is too much."
I think so. Yeah, dunking on the
Yeah.
bitches.
When you, yeah, dude, that was crazy, dude. Oh my God.
Here we go.
Yeah,
It
you
came
got
in.
'em?
It came in.
Hell yeah. So we got some fan videos. I said there's some for advice. I said if you want to say something nice, whatever. But they're pretty cool. These were only some because I didn't think we had that much time.
Oh, did you send
They want some
EMLs?
maybe, dude. I'm retarded.
Come on, dude. Come on, Mr. Asian. Turn that code into a video right now.
There's no way. I don't know what the fuck
There's
this
just
means.
you just sent all this code, Leo.
Dude, I thought they were like download. They said they were Google Drive links.
You want to say? Don't they send
I
them
wonder,
through Drive?
Leo,
Yeah.
there is a field. There is no field that you would fail harder in than computer science.
Then tech, dude. You know what's funny
Just
is
computer
I took,
science. Like you.
Okay,
looking
I'll
at
tell you.
code-
I'll tell you why this is what I did in computer science in college, and they should have had a better system because I had to take a lot of computer science because Cal State Stanislaus was like, I think they had an emphasis on computer science as a college as a whole because they knew it was up, but this is how easy it was. They would literally give us an assignment and you could just go on Google and type in the assignment's name and it was done on Google Images.
Yeah.
So I just literally did that for the entire class, got a perfect score on every test.
Yeah.
And it was just, I mean, it was a sham.
Are we gonna get these videos up?
Yeah, we should. I could
So
probably.
maybe you should have paid attention in that class, and we
You're
would
an
have been able
asshole,
to
and I
watch these fans' hard-made clips.
All I did was follow the rules and that Google was telling me to do, and they were all like ready to go. But now I'll send them again right now. I could just probably go one at a time, right?
No, well, give me the login for this. Maybe that'll work.
Oh, for the
better.
yeah, you could just do that. Yeah.
Oh wait, I do have it.
Why don't
you should have
Why
it.
don't we just play the audio and we can send it to him after the podcast?
No,
Yeah, we can do that too. But we'll be in there right there.
Give me a second.
Yeah, we should be good.
The closest I did to that was in statistics in community college. All the formulas, all the bullshit was cut out at the back of the book.
Here we go.
There it is. We're in.
Bare bones.
So just go
Which
to the
one?
ones. Just go to
Nick McDuffie, that's a homie from
Yeah.
my Patreon.
Yeah. You
This
could go Nick McDuffie. Yeah, go to that one
Let's-
first.
Nick McDuffie first. Nick McDuffie first.
Go to
Nick
Nick
McDuffie's my
Yeah,
guy.
Yeah, he's the man.
No, we couldn't play the preview.
Now you gotta
Download
just
that
download
shit.
It, yeah.
McDuff.
So the boys are going to
Here
be
we go.
pumped. They're on the pod. So here we go. McDuffie.
What do you got, Nick McDuffie?
What's up, guys? This is Nick McDuffie. I am from Fayetteville, Georgia. And basically, I'm just telling y'all to subscribe to the Patreon. I'm a Patreon supporter
That's nice.
myself.
man,
Subscribe to Danny Mullen's Patreon. He's got some great extra content on there.
Leo and Danny Show
Funny,
Patreon.
Very
Hell
funny
yeah.
stuff. And Leo, Brando, y'all are in your prime.
That's
And
right.
really
We're in
about
our
it.
prime.
So y'all have a good one. Bye.
That's right. We're in our prime, baby.
Later, Nick. You're the man, dude. That was nice. We didn't know he was going to do a
Yeah,
plug
do
like
Chase
that.
Wagner
pump us
or,
up.
My
or
shit just-
Landon Blass.
Fucking froze. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
I really am going to throw a shoe at you and say something
No, this is
racist
fucking
now.
annoying. I don't know what just happened.
Would you ever do like a call-in show?
You know, we've done them on the Patreon, and yeah, that would be fun. I would do it.
The problem is it's a lot of women,
Mhm.
and they really can't keep it together when they get on the horn with me and Leo.
Yeah, the last time
I'm
Danny
serious, Italia.
had to he was like, dude, I have to take a break and go jerk off. And then it took way longer than we thought. And then it was just like, dude, we're wasting so much time. You know what I mean? Doing this.
It's just like, how many times can the audience listen to, like, oh, I go to the University of Alabama. I'm in Alpha Phi sorority. I want to suck Danny's dick. Like, how many times can the audience listen to that and not get a little tired? I think the answer is somewhere around 7,000.
Yeah.
Because that's how many women called in with those credentials and said that.
It's crazy. But to make you actually feel better about your female fan base, one of the girls that's a big fan, and I think she might be a patron. She did write into the email, and she's like, "Can you tell me how to fuck Danny?"
It's very simple.
So,
It's very
yeah.
simple.
How is it? How would you say is the right way to fuck Danny?
Well, because I've had sex with so many of just the most beautiful women the planet has to offer, I'm very desensitized. Very, very desensitized.
All right, Chase Wagner. We
Yeah,
got
let's
Chase
go Chase
Wagner.
So,
Wagner, yeah.
like, you need basically to bring the ropes.
Okay.
You need me. I'm also very lazy. Like, everybody knows I just outsource all my video production. Listen, I'm not.
Yeah,
quite
no,
done yet.
sorry. Yeah, wait one second,
Like,
Jesse.
so,
Don't play it
like,
yet.
I mean, you need to bring me the ropes. You need to bring me the gloves. You need to bring me the Cialis, and you need to bring your own bag of ice and
Okay.
your own ability to keep a secret, because
Oh wow.
it get rough these days, Leo.
Yeah. Now,
It get rough.
how do you suggest? As I think this could be a problem for a couple of the women, but like, how do you suggest they get their hands on Cialis without a prescription and things like that? What do you
Talk
go
to a male
Mexico?
relative. Talk to a male relative, and the male
Okay.
relative will understand. Like, hey, Dad, there's this guy, Danny Mullen, that I'm gonna fly cross country. I'm gonna need a little bit of money in my account for that. I'm gonna have sex with him, but he just has sex with so many women that his penis is inoperable. And
Wow.
I need you to, go to the pharmacy and be like, hey, and you can be honest with him. Be like, my daughter's gonna fuck this really handsome guy out in Los Angeles.
Oh wow.
He's take pills.
That's it. Well, that's a great idea. Then. All right.
Yeah,
ladies,
so I would
well,
just say, like, just show up, just understand you're gonna take a shot.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna get hit. I'm joking.
Would you
okay?
say? Would
This
you
is
say that if
not
she?
true.
Would you say that they have to do neck exercises to kind of like maybe look up what Tyson does for his neck in order to take a punch?
I forget.
Which is-
Dabney's not here anymore, ladies.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
stop
gonna,
it, dude.
This is not true. I am not gonna beat anybody up, and my dick works.
Yeah.
Unless
dude.
it's been a bad week and I've been watching a lot of porn, then maybe there's some truth to the Cialis thing.
All
Let's
right.
hit this.
Chase, dude, our boy Chase.
We
he's
met
at
him. We met him in New York.
many times. He came to one New York show and he came to a sack show too.
Okay.
Chase is the man.
Quick video telling you a little bit about myself. Maybe at the end of it, you guys can give me some life advice. Quick rundown, I'm Chase. I'm 24 years old. I live about 25 minutes away from SF. Still live with my mom. I just got laid off from an electrician company like a bunch of my coworkers did. So I opted on all the business apps and I take my foreman with me to every job and we split the money. That's pretty promising. Just started though. Also drive for weed delivery service here and there. Anyways, I got a really hot girlfriend. She's fucking sexy.
We met her,
I'm not
dude.
gonna
She
lie.
is hot.
At the sack
Oh,
show
man,
outdoors?
yeah.
Yeah,
I can't
that's right.
shake the itch. I wanted to go out and bless more beautiful females at this young age that I'm at. Because life is finite, right, Leo?
shit.
It is.
But anyways, it really doesn't help. It actually makes it worse that, Danny, you're going to hate me for this, but I got a huge fucking dick. Seriously, I'm fucking
God
blessed.
damn it, dude.
Probably gonna
That's
ruin
so
your
many of our
weekend.
fans.
Doing a bit. He might be
You
doing a
got
bit.
you got the gift of the gab. You
I
can't
think he's
have all
told
the
us that
gift, buddy.
before.
But yeah, probably going to ruin your day. I got a huge dick.
Yeah, I did. It
God
fucked up
damn
my
it,
day.
dude.
Right as he said that, I was pushing the mic away. Just pissed. Fuck.
Chase, well, look, dude. You're either with someone and you're kind of bored, or you're lonely when you're trying to find pussy out there, dude. It's it's kind of a tough decision to make. You have to look inward, and I think that most of the guys that are happy that I know kind of, they're in a long-term relationship, and
Yeah, I would say there's no correlation between being single and being in a relationship and being. Actually, the correlation is probably the guys who are in relationships are most likely happier.
Yeah.
Statistically, it's true that married men are happier than unmarried men.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, look,
one could argue he's 24, right?
Yeah, he's 24.
That's pretty young. I would say it might not be time to close the door on random women forever so early in one's 20s, right, NBA Mike?
Of course, there's a whole world waiting out there for you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a whole fistful of quarters ready to be thrown into a bitch's face at Sapphire, dude.
That's so funny that you said that story because one of my buddies played a summer baseball in Canada at a place we should probably go because it's Thunder Bay, which is straight up north. And he said it's the worst town he's ever seen in his life. And I think he was from like a small town in Ohio. So this place was probably fucked up. But he said him and the boys got hammered at the strip club. And the dollar bills in Canada at the time, I guess they were like quarters. And they started firing them like baseball players from the back at the strippers. And they got like chased out. They got their ass beat by the bouncers. But just from the back, they got hammered.
Damn.
So it's actually happened, dude.
Damn.
Funny.
Yeah, dude. We got to be careful about that stuff right now. We don't need another ass beating.
No, yeah, we definitely don't, dude.
Chase, what's our advice for Chase? He was asking for advice? He said he wanted to go chase random chicks.
Yeah, well, yeah. Is he saying like
his
life
chick
is
was,
finite?
His chick was hot,
dude.
Yeah.
Maybe stick with her for a little longer, buddy. Stick with her for a little longer. See how it goes. Be faithful. Don't make the Papa Leo mistake. And then marry her, and then have a kid with her, man. And cheat very strategically. Okay?
I'm not going to endorse that.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But if you do cheat, maybe hookers. I'm kidding. Don't cheat. Don't ever cheat.
I would say, Chase, it doesn't sound like things are perfect because I feel like if the relationship was really good, well, that's not true. Listen, every guy is always going to look at other women, even if he's married. That's your sexual appetite's never going to go away. But if it's a good relationship, you'll be able to overcome that sexual appetite and push it aside. But if it's spilling over into your days, if your bloodlust is, starting to bounce around your head when you're in Starbucks getting a Frappuccino, man, maybe it is time for single Chase. And with his 10-inch cock to be unleashed on the town.
It's good. Yeah, think about it. Like, maybe look at your chick sometime and talk to her. Then really think about the fact, like, will I be okay being with her for the rest of my life? And then be truthful with yourself. And maybe you're like, you know what? I probably don't want to be with her for the rest of your life. And then just go be single immediately. Don't waste somebody's time. That's for sure.
And she probably doesn't want to be with you because I read this in a message board that women actually don't enjoy large penises.
Yeah.
And they would much rather be with a man like me, who's got, a 5.5er on a good day.
Yeah, guys with big penises, it's frowned upon in most cultures, and
especially the Asian cultures.
Yeah,
they don't like it. We don't like
the
it.
Koreans,
it's a burden.
Not in our country.
It's gross.
I think she's probably looking at a guy like me and being like, that guy has a skinny Irish cock that will be a much better fit in my hot young vagina than this fucking beluga that Chase keeps whipping out at sunset every fucking day. He always pulls it out at sunset.
Why is that? Why is that, Chase? Go to the TY there. It's a good one. Sweet kid. Oh yeah, this is the one.
Yo, Danny and Leo, we love you in Texas, man. We love you in the autistic community. You inspire us so much in the autistic community because you are both very funny and you make us laugh. You inspire me so much, especially Danny Mullen. He makes me very happy.
Aw.
I just want to let y'all know that, so thank you.
Hey, you're the man, Ty. I think that's your name.
An autistic guy likes me. That's hot.
Yeah. I love that he shouted out his people, too,
Yeah, that was good. I like that. nobody can bring me down for the next week or so because I'll always remember that what's his name? Ty?
Ty, I think, yeah, it's Ty. The email says Ty.
Ty and the entire autistic community embrace us, Leo.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. And I'm fucking happy about Ty loving us. And I love Ty back. You're the man, Ty. Thank you. That means
You're
a lot.
Good man, Ty.
You know, if only the Latino community embraced us like the autistic one does, because they did not embrace us this weekend.
No, they didn't. They didn't embrace us. They tried to hurt us.
They did.
They tried to hurt us really bad, honestly.
Yeah.
A little too aggressively, maybe. You know? Just a little too much. Horse. You didn't need a horse.
We didn't need old Chestnut there.
Yeah. We didn't need the goddamn headless horseman.
No.
Which is really what it looked like. Do Landon Blass. This is fun. We could do some segments with the fans actually seeing them. It's kind of great. I like it. I'm gonna do more.
I like it.
I'm gonna do more of this.
I like having a face on the fans. You're off mic, Brooks. I'm sorry.
Go over.
Let's see this kid right here.
Hit it.
Hey Leo, hey Danny.
What's up, dude?
It's Landon fucking Blass. How are we doing?
He's a good-looking kid.
I come to you at a time of desperate need. You see, I've hit a fork in the road. I'm gonna be 18 years old in a few months, but I don't know what direction I take my life in because I've been slinging dick. But I need to keep it in my pants and focus on my goals, or that's what I think, because I'm about to hit the BSU, sports journalism type shit. But what do I do, guys? Because getting Pinocha is a blessing and a curse.
It's true.
It is.
It takes my mind off of my goals, but do I live it up in college, or do I just put the nose down and grind? Let me know. Love you guys. Hope to see this on the
sports
pod.
journalism.
Yeah.
His name's Landon?
Landon.
Okay, well, I mean, what is some professor at ASU is a school he dropped, right?
I think so.
That's a fucking legendary all-time pussy school. But like, what are you going to learn about sports journalism in college? The way to do sports journalism now, and I know this because we had John Middlecoff on our podcast once, and him and I are still friendly and still talk. He is killing it in sports broadcasting right now through a fucking podcast he does out of his spare bedroom in his house in Arizona. And I don't think he has any sort of traditional training. So what I'm saying is go to ASU. If you want, I mean, Landon, you could take a scarecrow to class. And I mean, you might have to do something to simulate the frosted tips there. He might have to get some Play-Doh and like bleach it yellow or something. This guy, he looks like a handsome guy. He looks like a handsome version of Dexter from The Offspring. He's got that kind of like 90s alternative look going. He looks like he'd have a tongue piercing and a big cock, and looks like he'd fuck your girlfriend. You just got to get a dummy that looks relatively close to that and send him to all the sports journalism classes for you.
Yeah.
And you'll pass at ASU. Like, you'll get above a 2.0.
Yeah.
And you'll absorb just as much useful information as you would if you were actually there present.
Hey, buddy, we got a fan that just goes to ASU, and he showed me some videos of what goes on there. Go.
Yeah, go to ASU.
Go to ASU.
And
go to college, anywhere you guys go to any college, but go to ASU. And then you could do the sports journalism on the side.
And yeah, I want you to do sports journalism on the side, but by sports journalism, I mean have sex with women.
Yes.
But sports journalism is going to get in the way of you having sex, and therefore I want you to spend no more than 5% of your time on it.
Right. But you're going to figure out how to make that 5%. You're going to be able to pass. That's how life is. Sometimes you put in a little effort and you put a lot of effort into other things. Like now, I think at one point in my life, 5% of my effort was going into my life and 95% of the effort was going to getting pussy. I've kind of, it's more 50-50 nowadays.
Is it?
More 60-40. It's more 60-40.
Try again.
It's more 70-30.
Try one more time.
80-20. It's 80-20 right now.
And that's being generous.
But you can figure out ways to carve yourself a nice living with the percentage that you're putting in. But that's what college teaches you. It teaches you how to hit deadlines, how to make things happen while you're still getting pussy. All right? But you do have to enjoy the You got to go to college because there's just never a congregation of beautiful women like that ever again. And, you know, you got to go. Unless you go back to visit colleges at 38 years old with your boy.
Yeah. Then you get to re-tap into the congregation. So, yeah, Landon.
That's right.
Do it, dude. Sports journalism, the way it's going right now, if taking the mainstream approach to a journalism job is retarded. It is it's actually true statistically, the most regretted major in college now is the journalism major. Jesse could probably pull that up if he's somewhere fucking around being Filipino.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, there are some jobs still that you need to take the traditional approach to get into. There's no YouTube doctor. Well, I guess technically there probably sort of fucking is now. There's no YouTube lawyer, though I guess technically there probably sort of is now. But basically, to make real money in those jobs, there's one career path. Journalism now is so disrupted that a guy with an X account and an iPhone who goes to protests is probably a much more prosperous journalist than the guy with the doctorate who works at the LA Times with a corner office. So,
which is kind of a nice feeling for you guys. Like if you really want to go into journalism, it's like it's open, you know, like you get out there and make it happen.
You should be the sports journalist who goes to WNBA games and tries to fuck the point guard. Like that's what Landon should do. He should be the point guard fucker for the WNBA.
That's a really good idea. For NBA Mike, you should do that.
Yeah,
honestly, that should be your channel. Is you go to different WNBA arenas and or any high college games, not high school. Sorry, high college. I said college. I almost said high school games. College games. You should go to college.
Just shoot some DMs beforehand.
Yeah,
exactly.
And the point guards are probably the cutest girls on the team, right?
Yeah, like the least manliest most of the time.
Yeah, that one sexy, you know, that one girl, she played college, she played D1 basketball, and it was a point guard.
Yeah.
That's why she's tiny, yeah.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
I know.
But,
well, you know, the
sure.
one, the comedy club exec. The comedy club exec.
Okay, yeah. Leo's. Yeah, NBA Mike. But I will say, and I got my times where I want to fuck a center. You know, I want to fuck a center.
Listen, the biggest girl on the Sparks, what was her name?
Fatty McGee.
Stop it, dude. She's a giant. She's close. She's like 6'10", I think.
Which one?
Oh God.
The new one?
I will say I take back that horrible description for her. I do like a big chick. You know, like
bigger than you?
I had a thing for rowing girls. There was a rowing girl that was my one that got away at UCLA. NBA Mike, she had thighs that were probably the same circumference as my abs, like my abdominals, my core, my torso. Like just as she walked, just and I just imagined her, dude. She was like half Asian and white. And just so hot. And she did not like my skullduggery. She did not like that I was getting around. And I looked her up recently, and she's working a job where I know she's making like 500 G's a year. And with that ass, dude, and those legs she had, she is the love of my life. And she's making 500 grand a year.
When we went to the Sparks game,
care.
Danny was obsessed with Liz Cambage.
Oh, I would
remember that.
I would,
and she's 6'9", bro. She's your height.
She's hot. I mean, look at that. That you can't. That's hot.
She's heavier than you.
She's a hot chick.
She is hot.
She's heavier than you too. You fucking.
Yeah, she is. She's a giant.
And that's saying something because you're a fucking fat piece of shit, Leo.
You are a piece of shit. I am not fat. I am so sexy. But Liz Cambage is like kind of like that'd be gnarly.
She's hot, dude.
She's
as far as a center goes, she's very pretty.
So you would have sex with Liz? I mean, dude,
dude.
I was so attracted to every girl on the floor during the game, dog. You got to go, bro. You got to go.
I've never.
You especially because you like basketball. I mean, you're a basketball guy, dude. Yeah. Trust me, it's the best $400 you'll ever spend because those floor seats for $400. Pretty nice.
$450.
It's $450.
$450.
You paid for it.
Yeah. You owe me $50, dude.
My bad. Listen, it was the most fun I've ever had at any sporting event. Probably, I would say easily.
Yeah, I feel like the security would be like lax or
it was
less tense than they
trust
would
me.
be.
I mean,
NBA
if I tried to give fucking LeBron James Leo's number, if I walked out on the court like I did, I would probably. They would have beat the fuck out of me because LeBron's own security would have stole me away from the crypto arena security.
Yeah.
And they would have been like, let us get 5 minutes with this motherfucker.
Yeah.
And they would have gone all LAPD in 1990
I think
and
you
like
would've been-
raped me with a push broom.
Yeah, you would have been like semi-conscious, and then LeBron would have came in, and he'd be like, "Yo, man." No, I'm sorry, I don't know why he's got.
No, he would have been like, "Yo, man," and he
Yeah.
would have just, he would have pulled his fucking throbbing dick out of his ball shorts, and he would have raped me to prove a point, Leo.
Yeah, he was like, "Yo, listen, don't you ever come back around here thinking you're gonna do shit to me."
LeBron, I thought you went to college, right? You talk a little street when you get in the back rooms of the arena. Can you describe that a little bit? Like, why you talk like that, LeBron?
Hey, man, just sometimes it come out like that.
Oh shit, dude.
Right?
Man, you really sound like you from the street. You don't sound like a billionaire at all, LeBron.
Hey, man, you come at me sideways. This is what happened, man. The hood come out. The
LeBron,
hood come out.
I remember you did that vitamin water commercial where you were a prosecutor and you were very eloquent and you spoke like a real attorney, but
Yeah, well, now I'm gonna prosecute this dick across your forehead, motherfucker.
all right, well,
Oh, sorry. All right, so
another side of LeBron, but I mean, all right, you can rate me now, LeBron.
Dude, LeBron would. I think he's powerful. Now, when you're a billionaire, I think that you do have to make those kind of like, if somebody like fucks with you, I do think that you have to come in after he's like messed up, like in a suit,
Yeah.
and just be like, "What are you thinking?" You know what I mean? I think like he just to scare you a little bit more and be
You
like,
got a code. You got a code switch too. You got
Yeah.
to be like, "Yeah, man, you fucking about to get my beat."
Dude, it was kind of messed up. But I was telling Danny, I was like, listen, I'm listening to 50 Cent's audiobook. If you ever listen, it's like Hustle Smarter, Hustle Harder, or Hustle Harder, Hustle
I've
Smarter.
heard of it.
It's pretty goddamn good. He talks about how like basically he went from a guy in Queens who was like in gangs and selling drugs to having $500 million, you know what I mean? And he made so many moves along the way.
a great businessman.
He's an amazing businessman, but he started reading in his 40s, got educated. Like it's a pretty cool book. But I was doing the voice, and it's really, he doesn't sound like half of like, but I was like, yo, my name, I was like, Danny's like, there's no way he sounds like that. I was like, no, in my head, like I wanted to sound like that. But it is pretty interesting because he actually is his own in the audiobook. It's him talking, so it's pretty fun. Yeah, I actually recommend it.
Who is the guy we've met in our videos who like had the most stereotypical like black gangsta voice?
It was King Croc when he was talking to other black guys. The only time he would do it.
It
when
was
he talking to other
amazing.
black- he would turn it on so quickly. Dude.
It was amazing when he was on No Jumper. It might be one of the best No Jumper episodes ever. When me and King Croc went there, and they had a whole lineup of dudes that were just there to like press me for being racist.
Yeah.
And King Croc like had my back, and the only way he can mediate, he's like, man, like T-Rail, I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Yeah.
Like, man, this guy ain't even racist and shit.
Yeah, dude, it was dope.
Yeah, dude, King Croc he's got to be, as far as like he's top 3 crew members. I mean, it's like Fan Jerry and Inlaniggy, you kind of got to give it up to them as the best ever because they're the OGs. But then like King Croc's number 3.
Yeah.
After you, of course, Leo.
He's a legend. Yeah, no. And then, I got in contact with Cigar Guy. He wanted to call in on the pod, actually, but should we do that next week, maybe?
Yeah, we'll do that next week.
Yeah, so we have a little bit more time. But yeah, Cigar Guy's back in, he's not back in the mix, but, there's some life updates you guys might want to hear. So he might do a one-off, like talk on the pod, and then, mosey on and away. There's some things that he doesn't want people to bring up, and
okay.
might happen right
Oh, okay. Yeah.
right over there.
Well, we can have a Talia come on.
Right over there. That's where it happened.
And he's taking the stairway to Detroit. So, NBA, do you have any closing thoughts? Did you have fun on the pod today?
Yeah, it was a pretty good pod.
Dude, I like NBA brings a lot of like credibility to like those kind of like bits for like fake pods. Like he was like he was so good in there, so well spoken. She was just like buying it for a while. That's what she hung in there way longer than I thought.
And with the entombed Latino boy, dude. She hung in the pocket. No, NBA Mike's good. NBA Mike proved he's got the improv comedy chops without breaking at the Huntington Beach Council meeting, dude. That was so fun. One of my favorite videos of the year, and like one of the most underrated videos of the year, is that Huntington Beach video we did.
It was great.
It's only got like 200,000 views, which is still fucking dope. A lot of people. Everybody who wanted to see it saw it, but it deserves fucking more views than that, dude. That's a great video.
Definitely. And what are you working on? Are you going to do any YouTube stuff? I mean, I know you film with like Rat Dick and everything. And
I got a bunch of film. I had a buddy of mine. He was doing like electrical like line school up in like Idaho for past like 2 or 3
Fucking
months.
pole climbers.
He just came back like a few weeks ago, so I'll probably start the pod back up again with him. But I got my YouTube channel. I'll start posting on there too.
Check out our boy NBA. Check out NBA Mike. Is it NBA Mike or
it's just Kel's Cam.
Kel's Cam? Hell yeah.
Fucking NBA/MBA Mike. Follow him on IG, dude. Give him a follow if
Boy,
you're
follow.
if you're a woman, and
Oh yeah.
you want to break things up as far as your regular sex pattern goes in Orange County.
Yeah.
Hit up NBA Mike, dude.
Your father doesn't have to know about it. Okay, if you know what I mean, or he does. You know what I mean, to learn that it's okay. So on that.